whoever you are, wherever you are, I hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today. But if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me when we go on do our live stream. You also have access to premium content, those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, gavin.gh1@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It is Channel Gboot2786. All right, I'll holla. Peace.
Hi, I'm attorney Gavin M. Richard. Check out my latest book, The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr., The Destruction of Due Process in America. For approximately 2 years now, I have gone on a painstaking quest to investigate the rise and fall of an American icon, Bill Cosby. In the mid-1980s, there was not a star that was higher than Cosby. Advertisements with Coca-Cola, Jell-O, Kodak, along with the #1 television show for 5 straight years in a row. On Thursday nights, it was must-see TV on NBC. Cosby resurrected the genre of the traditional family sitcom that was once thought dead by television critics. He did this as a Black American with an all-Black cast and showed mainstream network executives in white America that it was possible to be successful without showing the worst in people. He also demonstrated the power that television had as it could make younger people dream to be the best that they could be. However, like many celebrity stars, unfortunately, they all come crashing down. Sometimes by their own fault, others not so much. I attempted to highlight certain things. We go in depth into both of these trials in 2017 and 2018, respectively. What if I told you that these criminal trials were politically motivated by an overzealous district attorney? Will you also be shocked to learn the attacks on Mr. Cosby did not start in 2014, but also in the 90s, not long after his attempted quest to purchase a major network? From where did all of these allegations of sexual misconduct come from? Were the accusers telling the truth? In the 2 years of research, with some help from others interested in learning the truth and facts about this case, we discussed both the legal reasons why his prosecution and trial were illegal, unwarranted, and also the possible personal motives as to why this may have occurred. Most importantly, we warn about the dangers of prejudice and why trial by social media, or mainstream media rather, should never be the norm. All this and more in The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr., The Destruction of Due Process in America. Available on Amazon this fall in Kindle and paperback format. Stanza. Coming this spring, Gavin Richard presents Unsolved Mysteries, the only podcast that looks at the mysterious deaths and circumstances of Black celebrities, entertainers, politicians, and activists such as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Sam Cooke, Michael Jackson, Prince, Enos Cosby, James Brown, Otis Redding,
and many, many more. Hosted by Gavin Richard, and joining the podcast will be veteran journalist Albert Lanier Jr. You don't want to miss Unsolved Mysteries, coming this spring 2022. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Unsolved Mysteries, the only podcast that looks into the mysterious deaths of Black celebrities, entertainers, icons, and activists, coming soon. Actually, I believe we're going to be dropping the first episode this week as soon as I get some editing done on it. So you can be on the lookout for that, and when it will debut on the channel, that channel, I will let that be known to you all. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button right now as you speak in the notification bell. I know you like it, Brother Darius. I know you're going to like it. We had recorded that episode actually a few months back, right around or before Christmas time. So I'm grateful that you'll all like it. Now, of course, I got to start off by, of course, paying some dues. We ask that you please donate to the Cash App, Zelle, or PayPal, or the Google Pay at the bottom. You can see that at the ticker. If you'd like to advertise, you can hit us up on this email, gavin.rich1@gmail.com for rates. The Patreon, if you'd like to see on content you won't see here on YouTube. Also, ladies and gentlemen, go to our website, NawneysCreoleBlends.com, if you want some Creole seasoning straight from Nawlins, right in time for Easter. Try it on chicken, meat, or fish. Nawneys goes great with every dish. Also, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to the Facebook page at Commonwealth Cause. The book will be released soon. We're anticipating a release this month. I know I keep changing it. Things have just been difficult on my end, and I apologize to my fans, to you all who know I'm a person who likes to be on time and prompt and not to lead people on with stuff. But yeah, as you know, I've just had some personal and as well as just being busy. Some things have come up, but I've been working diligently to iron out details and kinks to this book and have that released very soon. So please go ahead and do that. We'd also ask that you would go to Amazon, Apple, and iTunes and download and purchase Video Soul, which is my latest single. Of course, and also if you could go and purchase our theme song that we usually play, Got to Get On Up. I don't play it obviously because I don't want to get a copyright strike for playing my own damn song. But you guys will excuse me if I don't come out with my face shown. I'm working from the laptop tonight. But I want to just say, first and foremost, I have to wish a happy birthday to two people right now who have been important to the who have been important to the success of this channel and who have been good friends. First and foremost, I want to say happy birthday to veteran journalist Albert Lanier Jr. out in Hawaii. I don't know if he's watching the show, but Al, happy birthday to you. Many, many more, my friend. I look forward to our success with this podcast, Unsolved Mysteries. I think it's going to be great. And I wish you nothing but the best, more birthdays to come. And also, last but certainly not least, to the sister. Now, I've been friends with her for going on about 5 years now, starting with the Bill Cosby case. That's how I got introduced to her, as probably many of you have, because she has been on it. Our sister out of Austin, Texas, the one and only, ladies and gentlemen, happy birthday, Nicole from Nicole's View. Give Nicole and Al a happy birthday in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Send something to Nicole if you have Nicole's Cash App. If you have Nicole's Cash App, I think I have it here. let me see if I have it. I don't know, but go to her Twitter. This is her Twitter. Send her some love. I want to say that's her Cash App as well. But happy birthday to them. Many blessings. Enjoy, enjoy. What did the ostrich say about the witch? Jada married. We're going to talk about that. Jada married Will and turned him into a frog. You ever heard The Princess and the Frog? Yeah, she kissed the prince. This was the Fresh Prince. He's turned into the Fresh Simp. The Fresh Simp of Hollywood. The Fresh Prince was in Bel Air. Now he's in Hollywood. We're going to get into all of that. And I'm not going to try to make this a long show, guys, because I actually have some accounting to do. As you know, if you haven't done it already, April 15th is when your taxes have to be filed. So I have 12 days in which to get this right. And I'm trying to do all of this while I don't have a large caseload this week, court. So I'm ironing out all of that. But let's get into it, I guess. So, of course, there's some more fallout over Will Smith, Chris Rock debacle. I mean, just last Sunday was the Oscars. Now tonight is the Grammys. I'm not watching that. Of course, I think the Grammys are just as worst as the Oscars. I don't know anybody that's. I know a couple. I know someone who did win, John Baptiste, who's from my hometown, my home school in New Orleans. He actually won 3 Grammys, but I'm not watching the Grammys. Anybody watching the Grammys? You can let me know how it is, but I probably will not be tuning in and not comment on it. I'm sure they got some type of moistness in it that I won't see. But so Will Smith resigned from the motion picture of Academy, from the Academy Pictures. And just so you know what his resignation will mean as of right now, is that you cannot vote in any future Academy Award events. So he cannot vote in the Oscars or anything like that anymore. He can't access to screeners for films in consideration, so early movies, which is nothing. You can get that on bootleg. And it does not mean that he can't, of course, make movies anymore. And of course, I'm reading like Netflix pulled a film from him that he can't do. He still, I believe, has to write a response to the Academy because they stated he violated their protocol, their code of conduct. And to be fair, because I know people are saying actors and actresses have done far worse. Yes, they have. You had that guy, Michael Jace, who's a black man who murdered his wife, but he got charged with manslaughter. So he's going to be coming out when he's an old man he's black. But even Jack Nicholson, he swung golf clubs on people. Sean Penn has done things. I remember when he was married to Madonna, he was knocking out photographers and shit. So there have been people who have done worse. And I think the problem, though, was that Will did this, of course, in front of everybody. Millions saw what happened. And they were surprised. He surprised white folks by doing this. This was their, I'm not trying to knock Will because, we all knew him and loved him as the Fresh Prince ourselves. But Will was always seen as a nice guy, the nice black dude. Remember, he was the Fresh Prince. He was Bag of Ants. Parents just don't understand. He did Bag of Ants. A whole bunch of films. Y'all got to excuse me for a second. I got something that came up. Let me step out. Y'all give me about, I'm sorry about this, but y'all give me a few minutes and I will be right back in. Hold on. All right, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. I know some of y'all are backing out because you hear silence, but I'm back in here. So, of course, there's been more fallout with this. So, I'm hearing some of his projects are being halted. I heard Netflix actually pulled the film. But one of the things I want to talk about, and he's been apologetic, of course, over what's happened with him and Chris Rock. But and I don't know if y'all can read this, but it says while the Academy has stipulated over this week that disciplinary proceedings against Smith will be laid out at the next scheduled board meeting on April 18th, and that he has a 15-day window to provide a written response. His resignation on Friday could conceivably mean that it will be up to him to decide whether or not he wants to come back in the future. But the Academy has to its discretion, vote on that. They have to admit that. Now, I've always stated this: he should not have his Oscar rescinded. And even so, who is going to break into Will Smith's home, knock on the door, and ask for their award back? So Bad Boys 4 is on hold now. Yeah, I wish Will would have did this shit after Bad Boys 4 because I was interested in seeing it. Mike Lowry. Maybe can they make it without Will and put Martin in and bring Mike Lowry's son in, the Mexican son that was doing all them hits? Because I think he's coming back. But you see, Will Smith is, here's the thing though, Will Smith is a license to print money. And so because of this, and I will say this, white folks were looking for anything, of course, to get rid of a black man. Which is why I have stated you have to play it smart. He didn't play it smart. Chris Rock made a joke, and Chris Rock is a black man. Now, albeit how you feel about Chris Rock, I know some people just find him to be annoying and not funny. But he's a comedian. He's been around and he's been doing this and killing the game for a long, long time. I think we can agree. I mean, he has been successful at it. Let's put it that way. Whether you like him or not, comedy is about taste. Some people prefer Dave Chappelle over Chris Rock, or some people prefer Chris Rock over Kevin Hart, or vice versa, whoever. But their jobs are, as comedians, is to push the envelope. And somebody, no matter what you say, what you do, and will not like it. And I had people arguing back and forth with me over this shit. and upset because I wouldn't stand up for my woman. Let me tell you something. I'm always going to stand up for my woman. I would stand up for my mother. I will stand up for my sister, my cousin, my female cousin. If something wrong, if they were wrong. That's not what happened here. And I don't care if people may get mad at me for saying it. You know where to go. I really don't care. But I'm calling it how I see it because, number one, I'm an attorney. I can't just encourage people to be violent over words. And number two, as a comedian, I know how difficult this game is. And like even Shannon Sharp, and I agree with Shay Sharp about this, and Willie D and a couple others, and even Jason Black, because Jason Black was calling Will Smith out for this. Yeah, if the one, Jason Black called this out. He called Will Smith out for it. He was wrong. And Kevin Samuels too. And what's interesting, of course, Kevin Samuels and, Jason Black doesn't like Kevin Samuels. But I don't think Kevin Samuels likes Jason Black, but you're going to find common ground on some stuff. People will agree on some things. People are going to disagree on stuff. This was Will's moment. He had an opportunity to make it into a positive, and he chose to let his emotions get the better of him. But I'm not going to go back and forth over that. If you didn't like what I say, tough. If you like what I said, good. I have no problem agreeing to disagreeing. So they even talk about possibly not nominating him in the future. But that's not what I wanted to show you all. I wanted to show you something because we're talking about comedy and stand-up. One of the best stand-up comedians out there is this brother, and y'all know him, Lavell Crawford. Now, he went in on this situation. And I don't know if I can play the music because he's got music coming into it, but I don't want to get a copyright strike, so I'm waiting for it.
Can I say something offensive and that nigga walk up here? I just want to, nigga, I played your song, nigga. Let me live, nigga. Da 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 da. How that nigga dance with aliens and slap a nigga? That's some bullshit. Is Chris Rock an alien? We don't know it because he walked right up on that nigga. I wish he had that little flashy thing so he could have forgot about that shit. That shit keep running through my mind. I'm like, did this nigga just slap the fuck out of this nigga right here on white people shit? Because that's white people shit. You know that is. We don't watch. We watch to see the two niggas. That's not. Ain't that nigga movie ever been in that bitch stuff? A Color Purple. That was our best nigga movie ever. That you told Harpo to be Whoopi Goldberg, but ugly motherfucker. Danny Glover for male ugly motherfucker. They ain't never had Baby Boy. Baby Boy, no, it should have been at the Oscars. As much as BET put that bitch on, that should have been at the Oscars a long time ago. This nigga done slapped the fuck out of him. We ain't gonna never get I ain't gonna never get a chance to go to goddamn Oscar now. I gotta drop white folk off and go about my goddamn business. Sorry, no niggas allowed. And they can say it. Hey, you like, all right, I understand. That nigga moment was a nigga moment that's gonna go down in nigga history. Will Smith was like a nigga too, slapped a nigga, and then came up and got a trophy for it. That's how you win, though, nigga. What? Pow! Then later on, that nigga showed his acting here. When the devil come at your highest now, nigga. The devil's in you. When you got up and walked out, you don't even go to church, nigga. You don't even know when the devil already in you, because that was all a devil move right there, nigga. When you get your ass up in a brand new tuxedo and some fresh ass motherfucking shoes, walk your well manicured ass up there. And I know Chris Rock said, I know this nigga ain't gonna slap the fuck out of me. That man Chris Rock hit the long behind. I know this nigga ain't gonna slap the fuck out of me. We both have on tuxedos. Damn, that nigga stood there for a minute, and then the steam kicked in like, God damn, that nigga just slapped the fuck out of me in front of all these Chris Rock got a reboot like a motherfucker. That's called a reboot, nigga. That nigga, he hit a whack slap. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Not in front of the white people. You don't do that shit right in front. You could have pulled a nigga behind the curtain and slapped the nigga. They would have known what happened. All other 5 niggas in the audience was like, oh my God. Did this nigga just do that? And white folks sit back and just like, well, that's what they do. White folks were so happy that niggas did that shit. See, I told you, let them in. And that's what happened.
Let me stop. Oh, because I want them to claim copyright. But yeah, Lavell was going off, and then they're gonna have Tony Rock. Tony Rock, Lavell Crawford, Tommy Davidson, and some more have been going on tour. In fact, they were actually in New Orleans a week ago. But yeah, watch.
All over his wife. Man, nigga, I understand he love his wife. I love her too, because he know he loved Jada Pinkett for one reason. That woman, besides being his wife, she saved him a lot of money on hair products. She ain't got a... What? Fuck that, nigga. I know she got alopecia. We didn't know till the day afterward. She been bald-headed a long goddamn time. Don't two uppity niggas try to get up here and be shocked. Oh, fake-ass niggas trying to act like she wasn't bald before this shit. I hate niggas always trying to ride on somebody's toes. Fuck that shit, nigga. Some more bad motherfucker got her hair cut short and beautiful. She ain't heard this shit. Fuck you, bitch. No, bitch, you want to look like a mannequin, and that's what it is. Tired of motherfuckers trying to fake the fuck. Oh, he loved her. No, he didn't. No, he the fuck did. Nigga, if I was Chris Rock, I'd have put 9 in his ass. Yeah, we already there. We might as well take it to the next nigga level. Say it. Get jiggy with it. Pow, 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 pow.
Get jiggy with it. Pow, 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 pow. I listened to Tony Rock. Tony Rock went off, obviously, because he was not happy. Now, what's interesting with Tony, of course, was on All of Us. That was produced by Will and Jada. That was on UPN back in the day. But he had some choice words to say to Will and Jada. Hold on. Let me mute it because they got Pac on here. He said, anybody come up on stage, the only thing you get nominated for is these hands. Fair use.
One motherfucking option, what you can do about it? Absolutely nothing. Because if you think you want to walk up on this stage, this ain't the motherfucking Oscars. And if you walk your ass up here, you ain't nominated for shit but these motherfucking hands. Oh, we don't pop the rest of the year, nigga. Every time you see me do a show, pop. I ain't want to start the show like that. You want to hit my motherfucking brother? Because your bitch gave you a side eye?
Oh, it's a lot of rock brothers. Y'all ain't know it's a lot of rock brothers. It's 10 of us, motherfucker. You about to see all the rock brothers. You gonna be like, I didn't even know that nigga was a rock brother. That nigga a rock brother? That's a rock brother? I ain't gonna start the show like that, but I just wanna let y'all know that shit ain't gonna ride. That shit ain't gonna ride, nigga. I don't got a lot of shit to lose, nigga. So more gonna have me on the tour regardless. Y'all might never see me on TV again, but now with that said, Raleigh.
So in Raleigh, South Carolina, when they did North Carolina. So yeah, hit that like, subscribe button. Tony will never say this to Will's face. Give me a break. That's because he doesn't act. Tony doesn't. I've never seen Tony rock outside of a TV show. I mean, outside of stand-up, only in a TV show or guest spot. So yeah, they gave Tony. That's what I was saying earlier. They gave him his job on that. But obviously, when you see your brother get wronged, you see your loved one get hit or something like that, emotions will get the better of you. You're gonna speak up on it. But more of this stuff, more of this fallout. So, I mean, I don't know what worse can happen to Will Smith. He's stepping down. The movies are being halted now. Look, Will Smith, if he walked away right now, and it'd be a hell of a way to walk away on this note, he's gonna be set for life. Yeah, well, it's just like what happened with Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield. When he bit Holyfield's ear, I remember that exactly. Watching that on live TV when that happened, people were making jokes on it for months. You had a Snickers commercial that had been aired where they were making fun of, had a big-eared boxer. You knew he was talking about Tyson. He had his hand on his glove, and he didn't want to fight. They didn't mention Tyson. And he was saying, what are you mad for? Come on, man, you got to come out and fight. Man, you see me with these ears and stuff like that. He came out, and he had these big old fake ears. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Another COVID surge and lockdowns, and nobody will give a damn. No one will give a damn. He could star in Pootie Tang too. That's likely. He did do Anchorman. I think he's gonna have to make it up to Chris Rock. He probably will have to do Anchorman. He probably will have to do Pootie Tang too, or Head of State too. He can play his brother since Bernie Mac is dead, because Bernie Mac and Chris Rock were slapping each other around in the movie. So y'all think there'll be reconciliation? I think down the line, but as of right now, I mean, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, they reconciled a couple years afterwards. I know Holyfield was talking about he was going to forgive him after this happened that year, but really, it wasn't until he met Tyson face to face on Oprah that, they shook hands. So now he had said it publicly, but I don't think they met face to face. Butterflies asks, do I think Will was wrong for defending his wife? She wasn't assaulted. Butterflies defended her from what? A joke? Jada wasn't being punched. Jada wasn't being assaulted. She wasn't being threatened physically. He didn't call her out of her name. He didn't call her a bitch or slut or whore or anything like that. It's not a... Darius says she doesn't qualify for defense. Well, I mean, Okay, a lot of celebrities. Jada is not a private. See, here's the thing with what you guys saying. She's got to be protected. Jada is not a private person. She's a celebrity. Now, she may not be a celebrity as big as her husband, but she's known because number one, she is husband who her husband is, and she also puts her business out in the streets. If it were Ricky Gervais, if it were Don Rickles, like I said last time, they would crack jokes on everybody's appearance. Gervais said he said if it was him, he wouldn't talk about the hair. He would talk about the boyfriend. Now that wouldn't be humiliating to Will or to Will and Jada. Forget Will and Jada, even to the kids. If that slap would have happened exactly, because it made it worse for Will. If you talk about defending your wife, the man who insulted her, he's getting a bag, butterflies. He's going to make his ticket sales increased by damn near, not even doubled. It didn't even double. If you go from $40 to $400 in New Orleans, he sold out his first show. It got so popular. It got the second show has been, I think they already have pre-sale tickets that have sold out. And my understanding from all of that is that it's going to continue to sell out. Now, some people I've seen, they wanted him to talk about it. He didn't do it. He actually had a heckler remove for saying fuck Will Smith. He didn't want to discuss it. And some people I saw were even upset that Chris didn't talk about it in the set, because that's the reason why they bought it. Now, could it have been staged for that reason? They worked it out or something like that? Possibly, but it didn't appear that way when I initially saw it, just by how he acted. If it's staged, it's bad, as Corey Holcomb has even said. If not, it's even worse. Jason Black has said that. But here's the thing. He said Will isn't innocent, but no, he's not. She had his affairs, but to my knowledge, Will wasn't fucking his daughter's best friend either. This was a 19-year-old friend who was an alcoholic, who had drug problems, who was sick. They took care of. That I think is the issue that a lot of people look at. Wait, you're 19. He's 19. Jada is 47. And this is a kid. This is your son's friend. Like, even if you were in an open relationship and had whatever you want, would I mess with my son's friend? I mean, would you do if you and your husband had an open relationship? Would I mess with my son's friend? My husband is one of the biggest movie stars in the world. I have 2 kids. So, well, that's all we can go on, Pentazoid. We know she fucked a 19-year-old. I don't know if Will fucked a 19. It's not even the fact. Yeah, when you're 19 years old, you're an adult, but it was still a friend it was still your son's friend. That's the thing. That's the thing. As you're connected to them. You say August. Jada and Jade? Oh. Well, look, I seen Willow I remember years ago when Willow was still she's in her 20s now, but when Willow was a teenager, she posed with a man with his shirt off. White boy with his shirt off. Yeah, August initially did when he was interviewed by Angela Yee. He was talking about it. But then she went on Red Table Talk and not only talked about it openly, but why she did it, how she felt. What's up, Makia? So that's my whole thing. What's up, Brandy? That's my cousin Brandy is in the chat. She said, I wouldn't want my husband to stand up in that way either. I mean, I was talking with some women who I met at the restaurant. They were even saying, yeah, well, you know why his son is the normal one? Because he came from a woman outside that business. Will's first wife is not in the entertainment industry. And even Will Smith says he regrets not staying with her. So he's trapped in this marriage. And I think the reason why he's trapped in it is because each of them have their secrets. One, spousal privilege. Remember that. In the law, in the code of evidence, spouses can't testify against each other. Unless it's like some domestic violence case. But I think Will is trying not to get a divorce. He needs that money. You know, he don't want to give up half of his estate. Even though I'm sure he would have enough money for himself. Even if he got a divorce, he'd be fine. I don't know what his finances are like, but he seems to be living a good life. Yeah, Trey is a good kid. He stays out of spotlight. But his half siblings and stuff, that's what I said too. That's what I was thinking too, because Richard Williams was is a positive role model. Whatever happened with him and his first family. What do I see wrong with Jaden? You really want to ask me that? Well, I mean, I think I've seen them on the red carpet. Just go look at the pictures, Pentazoid. I ain't even got to say a word. Look at what he wears. But y'all hit the like and subscribe button. Jaden is a what? Yeah. Well, my understanding too, and Will and Jada have said this, they have a hands-off approach with their kids. So that's the problem there. They let them find themselves. No, the job of a parent is to lead, to direct your child. They say it takes a village to raise a child in the Bible. It takes God. Now, I'm not going to get here and get preachy, but that's just my thing. But yeah, Tony Rock and, like I said, this is not going to be a long show, but what do y'all think? Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. So my final topic I want to talk about tonight, though, really is this. This New York Post, and Jason Black is talking about it tonight, but this is the epitome, ladies and gentlemen, of disrespect to the culture. Now, I don't know who this author is, but this man, his name is, okay. Now, this is the New York Post. He has a picture of Ketanji Brown Jackson and her husband, Dr. Patrick Jackson, as he kisses her on the forehead. And the title of it is, this is the New York Post, it's an opinion, why more black women should consider marrying white men. Ralph Richard Banks. I can tell already, since he's using his three names, he must think he's important. Now, Ralph Richard Banks, this is a law professor. He's a professor. He's the Jackson Eli Reynolds Professor of Law at Stanford Law School, Ivy League, and co-founder and faculty director of the Stanford Center for Racial Justice. Now, if you go read his leadership, if you look at, this is his profile here. All right. Let me stop the screen. Let me show you his profile first before we go into I want you to look at this crap, not this asshole. Yeah, I'm going to say it. I don't know this man. Ralph Richard Banks. This is him here. So he has been a member of the Stanford faculty since 1998. And look where he's from. He's from Cleveland, y'all. Yeah. I wonder if he was hanging out with your boy, Steve Harvey. Your ass would be right. I mean, your ass is saying, I think old school like I am. See, I like me some chocolate drop. But you see, Ralph here, he says he's been a member of the Stanford faculty since 1998. He's a professor here at Stanford, and he teaches about race and the law, employment discrimination, family law, and the 14th goddamn amendment. He's also an author. Just he ain't authored 3 books like me. Think like a man. Author of Is Marriage for White People? How the African American Marriage Decline Affects Everyone in the Forthcoming The Miseducation of America, Elite Universities, and the Crisis of Democracy. Get out of my Steve Harvey voice. No, this is just a broadcast Michael Eric Dyson. The quintessential chocolate drop that is the Black American woman that is single and female, addicted to retail, has a chance to get her vanilla swirl on. And my brothers and sisters, you all cannot be mad at this chocolate drop getting her freak on with the come on. Her intellectual facial doesn't mean that she cannot be a great Supreme Court justice. Do not get mad because she has that swirl in her. That caramel cutie is always got the booty. Some women, sometimes chocolate has to have the marshmallow inside of it in order for it to be good. If you're drinking cocoa, you drop the moco. Enjoy. That's some shit Michael Eric Dyson would say. It's debatable. It's not inflatable. And he just comes up with rhymes, anything that rhymes. The hickory dickory of the dock. Well, when the mouse, he ran up the clock. So let us go back to Ralph. Something about him, and screams gay. Doesn't say he's married. He's clerked for a federal judge. Now, let me tell you something, and I'm not taking anything to get shot against LGBTQ or anything like that when I say that. But you look at his affiliations, you look at his courses that he's taught, his expertise. Now, these are people, Stanford, of course, is not Southern University Law Center. You know, the HBCUs that were set up, especially the 5 HBCU law schools throughout the country that have been set up, were designed to get African Americans, Black Americans, an opportunity to practice and come before the bar in a society and a system that otherwise prevented them from doing so. In fact, they had all of these laws put in place. They had created a bar exam out, obviously, to keep out Black people. It was to keep out certain people. It's like a test of your intellect. That's what these exams are. Because back in the day, you didn't actually need to pass the bar. You could just start practicing law. I'm talking about back when the United States was still a young nation. This screams Captain Intersectionality. Now, when you read the article, it starts off, first and foremost, why would anybody, if it's supposed to be about your choice and call, why would you ever write something, you're a Black male, why would you say Black women should date more outside their race. As if what you're saying, when I look at this title and this picture, you think that in order for a black woman to be in a powerful position, she has to marry outside her race. Now, you can marry whoever you want. I'm not going to get here and debate that. Have at it. There are black men who have dated white women, married white women that men I admired, like Frederick Douglass. To some degree, I admire Sidney Poitier as an actor, a few others, but he talks about Kamala Harris, Vice President Harris, and Ketanji Brown Jackson. And as Jason Black is pointing out, even people who have come out against Ketanji Brown Jackson, like the judge who spoke, a retired judge who came out how Ketanji Brown Jackson killed a discrimination lawsuit, a class action. But you look here, and you mentioned Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is identifies, even on her birth certificate, as Caucasian. She hasn't gone. You notice she's not ski-weeing. She's not doing any AKA stuff. You don't see her at, she came out and did something, I think, recently. But it's only when it's convenient for her and for votes. So he says here, this fact is significant, talking about Brown and Harris's husband. The effects of racism have left well-educated black women with a paucity of black male partners. According to the Brookings Institute data, black men are less likely than black women to have completed high school and 50% less likely to have attained a 4-year college degree. Yet, despite the shortage of suitable black partners, black women have also been the least likely of any minority group to marry outside of their race, according to data from the Pew Research Center. Okay, so what does this have to do with the other? You go from talking about how black men are less likely to graduate, get a degree from college, and complete high school. Some black men, let me just say, and some people in general, college is not meant for everybody. Let's just be real. There are some who don't want to go to college. There are some people who learn from the street, not saying necessarily that's the best thing to do, but have been successful. Russell Simmons is a prime example. Countless others who didn't go to college, even back in the day after slavery. Remember, we had black men who were millionaires that didn't complete or get a college degree. So just because you don't go to college or you don't finish high school doesn't mean you can't be successful. Now, I think what happens when you don't complete high school, of course, and I'm not encouraging black children, black boys in particular, not to finish school, but you go to, if you don't have those degrees in an education, it'll make it much more difficult for you to find a job. But why are we teaching our children to find a job instead of trying to actually build a legacy, create their own work, be their own boss? Notice he says many heterosexual black women either don't marry or marry black men with whom they are not especially well matched. What do you mean by that? What is to be not well matched with a black man? So he brings this article in from David Kaufman. Now this looks like a white boy. Is he white? It could be black. I'm not sure. This whole article, I'm sorry, it reeks with moistness. Of course, he talks about his book, Is Marriage for White People, that examined the decline in marriage across American society, and especially among African Americans, and focused in particular on the predicament of Black women. The book praises the possibility that Black women, like Harrison Brown Jackson, will do well to open themselves to partnering with men who are not Black. He says, my book generated considerable controversy and exposed fissures within Black America, while younger people appeared more open to interracial relationships. A Black woman old enough to be my mother made a point of telling me that I was a disgrace to my race. Yeah, she might have something. Like I say again, where is he getting these statistics? Yeah, he sounds like he has a disdain for Black males, heterosexual straight men. It's always, I didn't see in his profile, as you saw, we didn't see Ralph's profile that he was married. Usually, if you have an author and you go on their website, you go on their school's website, they make information about them. They'll have some personal, a little line about them being married, happily married with 2 kids, or he may be widowed. They don't usually mention that, but sometimes they do on different websites. If it's professional, they'll do stuff like that. But not in Ralph's case. And you had Jodie Turner-Smith and Joshua Jackson. She posed nude, thirsting for a husband in front of everybody for the world to see. So if you're married, you marry whoever you want, but why would you do that and expose what your husband should see in your bedroom to the world? See, that's what at this point you're chasing. Thank you, Danielle. Black men rock. Absolutely. And let me tell you something, too. There are actually more Black men in college than there are in prison. You see, Mr. Banks doesn't point this fact out. When they do these research and results, especially about Black men who are not likely to finish a 4-year college program, those are only based, and I've seen these things before, these polls before, they're only based, number one, on whether if it's day school style programs. You have to be careful because you have college programs now, classes that are being offered where? Online. You have night school now that men are taking. Like when I was in law school, there was something called the evening division. You took classes in the evening because you like to keep your day job. So it would take you a little bit longer, but maybe around 4 years. Are you talking to me, Pendazoid? The teachers discriminate against me? No. I didn't have white teachers. I mean, I had white teachers in law school, but no, they were pretty cool. This is a law professor for Stanford Center for Racial Justice. That's basically a Black man. That may be questionable, but essentially saying Black women do this because Black ain't shit. That's the vibe I get from this. This is what pisses me off. You focus on the way the article reads is that in order for a sister to be successful, she has to have a white man by her. Well, Let me give you an example, Mr. Professor Banks. I wonder if he's related to Philip, Hillary, and Vivian. Do you see this woman here? This is Dr. Betty Shabazz. Dr. Betty Shabazz, married to the late El-Haj Malik Shabazz, aka Malcolm X. And Betty got her education, completed her education even after her husband was assassinated right in front of her eyes, with their daughters there. Raised her family, and still got her PhD, became a nurse. Actually, she enrolled at Jersey City State College and earned a master's degree. She never remarried. She was a professor at Medgar Evers College. There's a reason I have her up here. Yeah, Robert De Niro had the only thing a white woman could do with Robert De Niro is tell him where a black woman went. He had a black woman. I know he divorced her. He divorces all of his wives. I think he went to back to white now. I remember when Robin Thicke was was married to Paula Patton. Yeah. Stacey Dash was married. Yeah, Black China. She had Rob Kardashian. Yeah, I mean, all them swirlers. We had Coretta Scott King. Who became successful, was married to her husband. I don't care for the fact that Mrs. King was advancing gay rights. But okay, I still love Coretta. I have nothing bad to say I'm not going to say anything bad about Mrs. King. So don't tell me it can't be done. Yeah, that they can't find success with a black man. That's correct. We got Mrs. Evers, Myrlie Evers Williams, wife of the late Medgar Evers. She's actually remarried, married Walter Williams. So the New York Post, at the end of the day, should be ashamed of itself for bringing this garbage, putting their name attached with this garbage. I support freedom of speech. He's got his right to his opinion. Professor Banks has a right to his opinion, but so do others. So do others. And you have all of these successful. Here's the thing, though. You look at that. You have all of these successful women married to highly successful men. Now, this is George Lucas. This is Mr. Star Wars and Mr. Indiana Jones. Now, of course, she makes a lot of money, I'm sure. But between them, which one you think is the billionaire? You think she would be with George Lucas. George Lucas looks like he belongs in Subway. Being a sandwich crafter. But George Lucas, of course, is one of the most successful directors, screenwriters, franchise creators of all time. And yeah, you're right. Black men have been swirling before. Sammy, Lou Rawls, Harry Belafonte. Yeah, of course. Richard Pryor even did it. It's not nothing new. Bill Cosby, of course, he had affairs with white women. Bunch of people. Can a white person be a swirler? Robert De Niro could be a swirler. They'd be messing with Robert De Niro too, his Italian friends, because of the black women he dates. I saw even Joe Pesci thought it was funny. He said, you should talk, when Jim Brewer kept making fun of Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci was like, you should be making fun of Robert for all the black women he dates. Yeah, that's funny. No disrespect to Mr. Lucas. I like Star Wars. I like the work he's done. He even called out Star Wars for ruining Disney, for ruining the franchise. But yeah, George Lucas is worth $6.2 billion. He doesn't have to work a day in his life. I get my folks in the back listening to the Grammys. Are y'all watching it? Just curious. Anybody? Yeah, of course they have. But I said I wasn't going to be alone tonight with the broadcast, and I wasn't. And I'm a man of my word. Yeah, I think the best version of Star Wars was, of course, when he was dead. Yeah, of course. Grammys suck. But if you like what we have tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Of course, coming soon, we have Unsolved Mysteries that's going to be out pretty soon. Be on the lookout for that. We'll be dropping the first episode this week. Just trying to get some editing done on it. Again, happy birthday, Nicole and Al. To Nicole and Al. Go to NornisCreoleBlends.com, order you some seasoning. Subscribe to our Facebook page at Commonwealth Cos for the book, The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr., The Destruction of Due Process in the United States. Donate to the Cash App, Google Pay, or PayPal at the ticker at the bottom, ladies and gentlemen. And also, download Gotta Get On Up on iTunes and Apple, as well as Video Soul. Now, before I go, I do want to point out something. It depends on what time Kid Gravity emailed me. That you're right. All the award shows suck. They're not good. Even the Soul Train Awards are not that great. I did go earlier today with my father. We checked out the HBCU All-Star game, basketball game. And that was good. All right, you know what the button to hit, butterflies. Order you some more seasoning. It was good. I enjoyed it. It was the first ever HBCU All-Star game on CBS Sports. It was good. I was just disappointed that we didn't have as many people as I thought we would that were out there, but it was a good turnout. But, if it gets more and more people next year, they'll have more people there, more exposure. I don't know who the sponsors. There are different ones that do it. That was sponsoring from Coca-Cola to AT&T. I have some pictures from it, but it was pretty good. But the sororities and fraternities were out there. I was wondering where Roland's fat ass was. Beep, beep, beep. We not far from Suno. Beep, beep, beep. Come on, let me step right quick. Then we'll go get some nachos. Beep, beep, beep. And Kamala Harris wasn't out there. Ski. I didn't see Steve Harvey throwing up the hook saying, yeah, I'm at the All-Star game. I'm going to step with you, but I'm going to step old school. Your ass going to step new school. Yeah. This HBCU All-Star Classics. It ain't about me. It's about y'all. What? Charles Barkley's in town. You know, Charles Barkley is here in town for the NCAA game. Rollies in Louisiana. We're going to help Gary. Win. Charles Barkley's in town for the March Madness in the Final Four. You know, personally, I feel like Kansas, they're going to win it all. They're going to go into UNC, and they're going to tear the Tar Heels up, Ernie. You know, let me go ahead, and what if y'all hear Charles Barkley? He's going to be ordering some crawfish right now. Yeah, let me get 5 pounds of the crawfish with some boiled potatoes, boiled crabs. I want some, normally men don't like crabs. I had that when I was in Vegas. But let me get the boiled corn. Let me get a side salad and all of that with a Diet Right Cola, Ernie. Ernie, what you want? Well, to be honest, Chuck, I think I can do with a po' boy. Po' boy from downtown with all the dressing. Is that how you call it when you put tomatoes, pickles, lettuce, and mayonnaise and mustard and ketchup on a sandwich? A long sandwich. It's all called dressed. Is that how it is? It's dressed to the T like the late, great Craig Seegert? Well, to be honest, Ernie, I think it's dressed. Dressed means you put everything on it, and it's just like it's in the paint. Well, thank you for that, my good friend Kenny the Jet Smith. Well, look, I've been here many times at this restaurant. I ordered 3 sacks of crawfish. Really 4. I should have ordered 4 for 4 different championships. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? That's just terrible, Shaq. I can't eat too much boiled stuff. Well, you know what? I'm going to stick with the boil. I'm going to do the boil. But just beware, y'all. It's going to give me the runs. All right, guys. That's it. I'm going to be out, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all have a safe one. Be blessed and be safe. I'll be back Tuesday and got some good news. Pretty soon, we're going to be taking some phone calls from the channel. So y'all stay tuned for that. All right. You all be safe and be blessed. I'll holla. Peace.